We were 17, 18 years old. Wanting to make a name for ourselves. To make a name for yourself, you have to get out there and practice, practice, practice.
Today we are here with Rex Brown, who has been the bassist for Pantera for over 42 years and currently going strong. Also bassist with Down, Kill Devil Hill, and solo artist putting out his own debut record, Smoke on This, in 2017. He's also an author, singer, songwriter, and overall super badass. And we're going to have him break down a few of his classic Pantera bass lines today. Rex, thanks so much for being here, man.
Thanks so much for having me.
Yeah, we're happy to have you. We're happy to have you. Our producer Sharon's going to pull up I'm Broken, and I can't wait for you to show me how to play this correctly, because I don't know how. Dude, look at you guys.
Ferocious.
Absolutely ferocious.
I think we did 2 takes of that.
Really?
Yeah.
Just 2?
Oh, maybe it was 5. But it was continuous.
These riffs are like classic hard rock metal canon. If you want to learn them, and you should, we've got a link down there in the description with all the tab and notation. It's down here somewhere.
I want to talk about how you play this riff. I also want to talk about how you're tuned, because I've tried to play this riff, and if you're in standard tuning, it's not right. What were you guys doing with the tuning back in this era?
When we started playing, we took 440 and did 138 plus 40 cents. That's basically the old Van Halen trick.
Really?
If you take Van Halen's first 2 records, you take the first 3 records by Def Leppard. You take anything off of Tush or any ZZ Top record and sped it up, that was Pantera.
Okay, got it.
So I want to say this was done in D.
The whole instrument, so each string down a whole step. Yeah. Oh, that riff, man. But then you guys also brought the whole thing down a touch more from 440. Didn't you tell me you brought it down to like 425 or something?
We used to have old Rock Mountain tuners, and we'd just take a piece of chalk because, the chalk was always there with the tape machines. And then we'd mark it on in the control room, and that's where whatever it's tuned to, we just made damn sure we were both in the same tuning.
Oh, that's so cool. You already played it for me, but play it for me again. Show me that riff. I never knew there was this thing. That pull-off. So are you doing a pull-off from B to A? Yeah. And then how about the
It's just E-D, G-A, A-G.
Yeah.
Down would go up. I wanted to keep the low end down.
Verse.
So you're basically picking up the little chromatic and the E.
Yeah. Oh.
We've been playing together for a long time.
Yes.
We started when we were, 15 to 16 years old,
And then there's a moment too under Dime solo. I want to talk to you about how you support him, how you supported him when he was taking a solo, because there was you guys decided not to do overdub guitars. So it's just you.
We had done that on the first 2 records, Cowboys from Hell and Vulgar, Display of Power.
Got it.
And we just found, we were a live band, and we wanted to, and it's all about the Van Halen brothers, that's what we grew up to. Oh, I mean, any of those early Van Halen records, that was what you aspired to be,
Absolutely.
And then Metallica came in and changed the whole game. So
But I love when Sharon, let's fire up this clip of the solo because, Dime goes into this solo and then Rex, you're just like smashing underneath it, playing like an odd meter riff under this solo. And I'd love for you to show us that too. I actually love how like the mid-range of the guitars goes away and it's just you crunching away under there. Do you remember what gear, what bass you were using back in those days?
I played a Spectre. Rachel's, I think he had a silver one that sounded really good. The first two records, I was always trying to get that bass up in the mix, and the kick drum was so loud. And the guitar's mid-range took up all the space, basically, where the bass is supposed to be. So I had to play Michael Anthony, basically. Look, I grew up with Geddy, and that just wasn't what this band needed to sound like. We had to keep that low end down.
Right.
So all it's doing through there.
Yeah. Oh, it's great.
We wrote everything in the studio and then tried to come up with a bass line that was fitting to the song, not only to the song, but what Vinny was doing also.
And we have to look at this ending riff. It's just insanity. It's like nothing heavier than this, Rex. Before you show us that riff, just fills like at the top of it, water on the lens. I was like, what is happening? My world, when I saw this video, my world was just rocked.
We're throwing down. That's what we used to call it, throwing down. If you think about it, there's only about 4 really good parts in that song. I mean, like the whole song is, pretty good. But that last part is just, it just starts on the, like if you're,
Yeah?
His bass sounds really good. But then again, you're playing through one of those HXs, aren't you?
Dude, I'm just trying to be you right now. What are you talking about? I'm just trying to emulate you, man. I mean, when you fired up that bass today, I was like, damn, that sounds great. I feel like I've got a little too much gain on mine.
Oh, no. You can never have enough. Too much.
Talk to me, too, about the tape on your fingers. Do you always tape up before you play?
I do because I'm so used to it. The reason I put tape on the fingers is because I have this big scar that's right here on my other finger. Well, I decided to put it on this finger because I do a lot of slurs where they're, if you're waiting, trying to get what you're doing. And it'll wear down that little hockey tape is what I found. About 2 weeks before the Skid Row tour in our first big arena, and I couldn't find any tape that would stay on, and putting Band-Aids, and it got ugly. But I found some hockey tape, and it worked perfectly. It's just like a little thin layer of tape that keeps it heavy.
Yeah, dude. And so you're not just wearing off all your skin on those like crazy sweaty stages and tours.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go back to 1990 because we've got to talk about Cowboys from Hell. I would love... There's some incredible bass riff action in this tune. I mean, the main riff and then that stuff that you and Dime would lock up with on the end. We got to check this out. Let's go back. Cowboys from Hell. I mean, this riff also is so iconic. Do you watch these videos ever, Rex? Like,
unless they pop up, I don't go looking for them. Good old Charvel.
Charvel bass?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Pointy headstock.
I played that on the first 2 records. I love that bass.
Dude, I love it. Do you still have it?
Yeah.
Oh God, I
I've got a
love
fake
that.
of it too.
Can you show me that riff?
It's you pretty much a palm mute.
Yeah. Come on, you do it down there?
And I kind of need to be standing up when I'm playing.
What?
I use a lot of that open position playing.
Man, I never thought that.
I feel like that's just not the way my hand works.
Interesting. And it's a different sound too.
It's almost like you have to mute.
Whoa, yeah. Will you play that thing really slow once for us?
Start playing it slow.
You're like, man, I never play that thing slow.
That was one of the dimes, you know.
Yeah, yeah. Did he play down there as well? Like, was he down in that
No,
zone?
he played the other way. Then he would go. We like that open position. You just get this totally different sound. It's not the easiest riff to play in bass.
No.
But after you've done it for the last 35 years, it's kind of simpler.
Yeah, it's more muscle
Up
memory.
to speed.
Yeah, absolutely. I remember working on this as a teen.
Really?
Oh, yeah. This thing. And then this. Come on, man.
We'd have to tune it up.
Yeah, because
Or step down. Step down plus.
it's in that sort of in between. I feel like it's somewhere in between E and E flat, right? Is this
It
the
is.
425 era?
Well, that's what they call it now because that's the easiest way to kind of put it on the barometer of what it is.
Got it.
If you're tuned up to E,
Yes.
it's at 425.
Okay.
So that's back in our day, we call it 438 plus 40 cents because that's all we had on the little tuner. Now, it didn't relate
crazy.
on
Yeah,
the little
like you'd see
pedal
it.
tuner.
Yeah.
But the little rack mounted ones that we had for the stage, that we had forever, it's basically.
Oh my gosh, man.
This one was dime. I think he had this one completely mapped out and ready to go.
It's so
He
cool.
came on and he goes, man, I've got this song. You got to hear it. And he was always making demos back in the day with his little Tascam. You know, I don't know where he found the free time to put all these riffs down, but boy, when he did, we all started grooving on it. And
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
man, you know.
Yeah. Am I doing this right? Let me see.
Yeah, that was John's melodic sense right
So
there.
good. And did
He
you
loved
turn
it.
a chorus on for this?
Yeah, I did.
Did you play, I mean, on Cowboys, were you rocking the chorus?
The main part, I played without it, and then on that part, I played with the chorus. I used to use the chorus a lot on those first two records because it just added a little depth, you know, that made the bass stick out. And it was one of those old CE ones or
Oh,
whatever they
cool.
had back in
Yes.
the day. So
Yes.
it was just a two knob. You know, you'd run the rate at about
Yep.
9 o'clock, and then the speed at a 2. You know, it just added this little dimension, but it brought the mids out enough in the bass. That's what I used it for.
I remember hearing Duff McKagan too, right? Like in that era, Duff's sound is like super chorusy.
Oh,
I
God,
remember
that's
hearing that.
gigantic chorusy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. Yeah, sounded so good. What are you using for chorus today?
I'm using a Kemper Profiler today.
Yeah.
I've been using that for like studio stuff.
He knows the intro. Sweet Child of Mine. Hell yeah. Dude, that record was a big deal for me.
You know, I love that record.
Me
I
too.
didn't like any of the other bands that came out of that era, but And we had to wear all that stuff, and you're going to see pictures, and please don't throw it up on the, thing. But that was how we had to get out of town, That was our ticket out.
Did you know that we actually have a comprehensive online learning platform called the SBL Academy? At SBL, we break down the bass with a curriculum-driven approach that spans from complete beginner to super advanced. We also cover all kinds of genres, skills, and techniques brought to you by world-class bass instructors. And best of all, you can get started today for free at trysbl.com. Hope to see you there. So you joined when it was Pantera, 82.
In 82, May the 7th. Isn't that weird? The brothers were playing more Loverboy, 1981, 82 kind of stuff.
Sure.
But a little bit of Van Halen thrown in, a lot of Van Halen, a lot of Def Leppard thrown in. But the pop sense was still there. That's what I liked. We were a poppier band. We were just trying to write good songs within that sense. And that's hard to do, man.
Yes.
So about 84, by the time Ride the Lightning came out, is when it all changed. This heavy riffing, that's when it all changed. Because we were so young, we kept that natural progression. You got a band that's tight. We can all play together really good,
Yes.
Had a different singer the first 3 records, and then found this crazy dude out of New Orleans named Philip Ansoma. And he wasn't that crazy, I'm just saying, He was different because he wasn't from the same neighborhood,
Right.
Like everybody in this band, we were basically all lived not 5 miles apart from each other.
In Texas.
In Texas. The coolest thing about all of this is that I played in jazz band from the 7th to the 12th grade. And
cool.
I used to be able to sight read really, really good. And Vinny, I knew each other from UIL in junior high. We were in one of the top lab bands for the high school level in North Texas. And they had some really good teachers. And so that's where Vinny and I were playing for that lab band. And his dad just happened to be an engineer at the only studio for miles in Texas. I think there might have been one other one. That's kind of crazy for the late 70s, but everything changed around that period, And he was a really good engineer, but it's more country, Wasn't ready for this rock from his kids. And so, I think that's where we get a little of the angst and rebellion from in those early years, because it was fighting with the old man just to try to get some sounds down there.
Well,
They were not used, he was not used to.
Yeah, it's your job as a kid to push your old band a little, You're not doing your job if you're not doing that, right?
They were the first kids with a PA in town. Once they got in the band, they told me, well, you can't smoke and you can't drink. And so I showed up at the first rehearsal with a 6-pack of Long Brown, a cigarette in my mouth. And it all went downhill from there, It was fine. We were just, we were 17, 18 years old and wanting to make a name for ourselves. And to make a name for yourself, you have to get out there and practice and learn other people's songs and, But my sister was 17 years older than I was. I had all this great material to pull from, all the way from, the Stones and the Beatles. Any of the Beatles stuff through the 60s, it was all over. So I would just dig through those records, man, and learn how to play it. I was a guitar player first before I started playing bass. They wanted me to play the guitar in the lab band, and every chord, every downbeat is a Chet Atkins,
Oof, yeah, that's a tough gig.
And I wanted to be on the drum line because the rudiments and all that kind of stuff. He said, no, we got a place for you. And I weighed a whole bunch of 75 pounds. We'll get the tuba for you.
Come on, man, no.
All
they didn't put that tuba on you.
I took nothing but music classes my whole 7th through 12th grade.
Wow.
It was all music.
Wow. Well, and confirm or deny this, I had heard that after you joined the band, before you guys got a record deal to make Cowboys from Hell in 1990, you were turned down 28 times. Yeah. Is that right?
Oh, yeah.
Man, that stat is crazy to me because that would blow apart 99% of bands. There's very few bands and very few groups of people that could go through that kind of rejection 28 times.
It was a lot of hardship, it really was. I think that things happen for reasons.
Yeah.
Being at the right place at the right time and having the perseverance to go ahead and see that for what it is, but we were writing this incredible stuff and the chemistry was just getting better and better.
Yes.
By the time you're 25 years old, we had a major label record deal.
I mean, and imagine if you'd given up on time 1, 2, 3, all the way up to 28. Imagine if you'd gone, you know what? 27 no's, that's enough. Let's bag it.
We
It's
pretty
incredible.
much had it that we were going to do this, but how were we going to do it? So we started selling all of our cassettes at the shows. We sold 46,000 copies out of the back seat of our car.
Come on.
And that's when somebody goes, well, of course, we'd rather make the money than you guys.
Right.
Which is still
Then
the
they take
case.
interest.
It's even worse now. But no, once you got your foot in the door, it wasn't time to go, we're rock stars. It's time to get to work. And that was hitting every radio station we could. We weren't looking for radio songs. But you still had the melodic sense that was left over from the 80s.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
our music. And
Yes.
then we incorporated stuff like that. I mean, even a song like, can I say the word hostile?
Yeah, of
Just
course.
say hostile. Fucking hostile.
Yep.
You take that song, that's a pop song. It just it became popular.
Right. Yeah.
It's
It became
weird.
pop music. Yeah.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
Even
absolutely.
though it wasn't on the radio, nobody would play it. Just nobody had the balls back then to do it. I think
Oh, yeah,
Philip and I still carry that with us. Absolutely.
Well, let's take a look at Walk. I know that this is a riff that isn't necessarily one of the most complicated riffs, but it's so cool and memorable. I'd love to see how you play it. And then we got to talk about some of these basses, man. I'm seeing some of these basses in the background. We got to talk about some of them. But Sharon, let's pull up Walk. What bass is this, Rex? It's like a Schecter?
That's a Fernandez.
Fernandez.
In fact, I have one here. A Fernandez, is that a 5 or a 4? But
It looked like a 5.
I always wanted a telly bass.
Yes.
And I got that at about 90, into 92. This song, every time I play it, I think a dime. It's in E.
You're sort of bending and then coming back, right?
You'll see a lot of bass players that go,
Oh,
that's not it.
right. Yeah.
And that's it.
Talk to me about the power chord stuff. So like when you're playing that C with the 5th and the B flat,
See in the
where's
B
that
flat.
coming from? Was that just to get a heavier sound? It's such a great sound.
I think Steve Harris did a lot of that in Maiden. Sometimes I don't know where that came from, other than it just naturally. Well, I just don't want to go.
Right.
It's really you're hearing that top G.
Yeah.
It's also an attack too. So,
It's nasty. So good.
and then for the lead, it's just to our bar boogie. Just sped up a little bit. I do that a lot. Just so I can get to where I'm going, right?
Yeah.
I've got to remember where I play it. The live, after you played the song 1,000 times, then of course it changes.
Can I ask you about the pick real quick? Are you always playing with the pick?
Yeah.
What's your pick grip look like? How are you attacking that string?
I got to actually look myself. I was going to tell my photographer to kind of look at this for me so I could
Yeah.
see. It's kind of almost like this.
Yep. Okay, got it. So you got a little bit of knuckle on there, a little bit of angle. Yeah. Yeah.
So it's a little bit cooked, but it's not. I think the first 2 records, I'm really actually trying to get every note as clear as I possibly can.
Yeah.
And then after that, I just said, hell with it. It's good. I'm just going to play the way I do.
Yeah.
It
Oh,
just
that's great.
rolls out.
I mean, it's a huge sound. It always has been.
There's a song called "Asleep" on Cowboys from Hell. I had a Jackson and a Charvel, and I played the main. I was trying to get the Doug Pennick sound. Because Doug was a real proponent. Doug had seen us from '87 until we got signed, and he had brought everybody that he knew in the business to come see us.
Oh, that's so
'cause
cool.
Our live shows, they were crazy, and we were a really good live band. And that's what we prided ourselves on. And so I was going, well, I don't know anybody that's got an 8-string bass. Where am I going to get one of those? So I just got some piccolo strings, excuse me.
Yeah, yep, sure.
And just put those on the top of it with overdub them, and
Oh,
sound pretty
man.
cool.
So you would do the main track with a standard set of strings and then restring to piccolo strings on the same
No,
bass?
I would use the other bass, and it
Got
just
it.
had piccolo through the whole recording because I loved the Charvel. It sounded great because I couldn't find anything else that was really fitting that sound. You know what's crazy is bass strings now sell for the same price they sold in 1982.
I know. It's like they
Isn't it
haven't...
nuts?
Yes, it is so strange. They were so
crazy.
expensive back then, and
You
now
think
it
they would
seems
be
like...
$79.99 now, but they're not.
Right, you're right.
But I used to boil them and,
Yeah, me too.
get all the rust out, put a little vinegar in there, and I would kind of coat
You got the
them
recipe?
a little bit. And as hard as I pick, man, I'd always break one. So I had to have a backup. So.
Man. But did you never do the like Hamer Chaparral 12 thing? And Doug was in the Hamer zone. You never did that?
Yeah, but man, I love those things. In fact, I'm looking for several. I found a Chaparral at Carter's in Nashville. I do a lot of business with, and they had one. It was gone. Like the minute they dropped it's a Chaparral with a round hole in it, kind of like the Jeff Mint.
Oh yeah, what he played on Jeremy,
Right.
like a B12.
Yeah, wasn't that a Chaparral or no?
The Chaparral was like the Doug Pinnick one that had horns,
Right,
but the
right,
B12 had like the single cut, almost looked like an acoustic. kind of,
Exactly.
right?
That's what I was
Yeah.
getting at. I just saw one
yeah.
recently. I didn't get there quick enough.
Oh dang, man! I'll if I ever see one pop up, I'll
I'll show
send it
you
over.
something here in a little bit. Yeah,
Oh
probably
man, Rex, show me some bases, man. Show me some bases, dude, because I know they're there.
They're here.
Oh my lord!
This needs some work. This is Howie Epstein from the Heartbreakers' Old Wall.
Man,
It sounds just incredible. Just
Mark One.
nuts.
Do you know what year?
I want to say this 81.
Wow.
Here's this is what I use live right now. Now, this is
Oh, that is a gorgeous bass, man.
isn't it?
Yes.
I love it. And it sounds
Look at that. It's like tuxedo.
Yeah. They sent this to me and I was like, all right. Now, of course, I got to mark it up and, the beautiful bass that it is. But that's where I can see where,
Oh, they're doing
Don't wanna
such
get
good
the-
work in the custom shop. That's
They are.
awesome.
Here's the
Oh man, look at that.
old Fernandez.
Fernandez. Whoa, 1 and 3. Look at that. That's cool.
See if I can get this on my hand like that.
Yeah, man.
Funky knobs on it.
That's cool.
This thing growls.
Oh, I bet.
I kept it forever. It's got a down thing on the back of it.
Oh, come on. Look at that.
Uh-oh. There's an old 63 that's beat to hell
Jeez, look at that.
with the high mass on it.
Yeah.
I just bought it like that. Well, of course, I have the other, bridge in there, but I like these old high mass bridges.
Yeah.
That's a Quan, actually.
Oh, like a classic, like an original badass.
Two. I think like it's a Quan
Yeah.
2.
Oh, very cool. Yeah. Oh, look at that. That was such a popular mod, right? In the 80s, everybody was
Here
switching, or maybe the
comes-
70s.
Okay, this got on the market.
Come on, man. Come on.
This came on the market not too long ago, and I found out about it beforehand. Look at the ply on. Just look at the
crazy.
ply. 9 ply. Is that 9? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
It's so many.
Too many. But it's got the coolest headstock. This is Jason Newsted's 1 of 1, 1991 Olympic, and it weighs 18 pounds.
Yeah, it does.
This is what I call the Mother Glory.
Classic.
Yeah, it is.
Is
it's been
this from,
painted.
is this like a Kramer era?
No, this is a 2000 era
Oh, cool.
that I had around, and it was white. And I had it in my house in Texas, and I have another one that's just like it. The long story on this bass, but I put different pickups in. It's been painted about 3 different times, and haven't taken to put paint on paint.
Oh, really?
And this is what I play. This is my favorite one live.
So that's the main Pantera bass?
That is for now. Yeah.
Wow.
Let's see what else we got here.
Oh, yeah. What else we got?
Oh, this.
Oh, this is the fretless.
Mm-hmm.
And when did Stuart make this for you, Rex?
Made this in 95. Listen in tune. You just kind of have it out, so you can
It's all
shut up.
good. Oh, it's beautiful.
It flats. It's wonderful. I mean, it's just one of those pieces. There's not he didn't put his name on the back. He just,
Whoa.
I said, man, I got to have this in the studio. Do you have a fretless? And it just has a beautiful.
Oh, yeah. I love how, you can see the figuring.
This is the old quill I love.
It's gorgeous.
And you can even see the sandwich a little bit.
Yeah.
Just a tad, not much. This is all, in fact, this is a one-piece maple.
Wow. Man, Rex, thank you so much for being a part of this, doing this, showing us these riffs, showing us all these amazing basses. You're just the best. You've been a huge inspiration for me for years. So it was really, really cool to see how you did this and just hear you impart all this wisdom, man. So thank you so much.
I can't thank you enough. I've been watching this channel for, I think when COVID started and whenever.
Yeah.
And Mr. YouTube, my wife can't get me off of it, but I've learned so much about it, and it's really helped me in, what I'm doing now with so many great people that you've had on or that are friends of ours, Amos and Nate and all those guys. And so that, this is a treat to be along with the youngsters.
Well, I feel that way too. Man, thank you. And let's do it again, man. I want to do a video where we tour all of your basses. And in the comments below, if you want to see Rex's collection, just let us
I'm on the
know.
road in the summer.
Oh my God, I would die.
You can bring your whole crew in my bus where you're set.
Let's go. Oh,
Come on.
don't you threaten me with a good time, Rex Brown. Don't you threaten me with a good time.
I'll be in
amazing.
Bass world for 3 weeks.
Oh my God, paradise. All right, I'm going. I'm gonna go
Thanks so
tell
much.
my wife right now. All right. Take care, everybody.
Thanks, man.